This is the color we are going to use as our base color for this design. This is a beautiful mint shade of green. I've achieved this color by adding green and a little bit of yellow. So refer to color theory and our coloring module in the online school if you'd like to know more about how we can achieve this color. So let's get started. So we're going to paint using our orange shade. Put a little bit of orange to our tray. Smooth it out nicely, and we will also use white to lighten the orange shade. Spread it out nice and thin. So we're going to use a medium size palette knife. This is a little bigger than the smallest one, and we are going to take our ruffled petals, pick up the petals with one side of the palette knives little by little until the petal flares out like this. So be mindful of the movement. So from the other end, we are going to use the other end of the palette knife and slowly scrape it out like that. So we're going to use this one particular technique to paint our flower. So we're going to add a little bit of buttercream for height for our flower. Just a little bit of buttercream of the same color like this, so that the petals has a bit of height. Let's start with the light color. Always have a tissue ready so we can wipe the palette knife clean before picking up the next petal. So can you see the buttercream behind the flower has given it a lift? Okay, now let's get the buttercream from the top section and we will layer it on top. So a bit of dark, a bit of light. If you feel like your buttercream is getting soft, pop it in the fridge for some time before you paint. So you can always smooth it out. So once you place the petal, you can gently smooth it a little. So that's the top layer of the flower done. Adding some black to a little buttercream. To prepare the middle of the flower, I'm putting it on a strainer and then I'm going to use it to spread it out. And now I'm going to put my yellow. I'm going to spread it out. Scoop it out. A bit of buttercream to the bottom for height. So now we are going to paint using the dark orange color, paint the inside of the flower first. So let's take our petal like this and we can get the help of a different palette knife to lift it off slightly and place it like this. So always place the one behind, otherwise it will collapse. So it's better to give that support to our petals. Now let's paint our dark petals for the innermost layer. You can see that I am discarding some of the petals if it curls up too much. So it will happen to you too. When you paint, sometimes the petal curls up because the buttercream is getting softer. My buttercream is getting softer with the heat from the light and all. Don't worry, just all you need to do is discard it and start a new one, like I've discarded this one. Then eye your flower. I feel like we can add one petal here. So any changes like this you can do at the end. We can add some more detailing at the edges using our piping bag. Mix some orange to our green for the leaf. Yeah, that could be a dull green color. We can make some dark green. a bit of orange to make it a bit more duller, like tone it down basically. So we have collected a good amount of buttercream in the back of our palette knife, and we are going to paint our leaf. So let's put a leaf here. So this is just our base leaves that we are adding now, not the full ones. Now we can add some more flowers. With our small palette knife, we are going to paint some buds for our flowers. Because this is the bud or the small flower, it doesn't show much. Just going to paint the stem of our bud. So after painting 3 smaller bud-like flowers, we can add some leaves now. So now this section of the design, we can use some yellow flowers as well, incorporate some yellow color. We are going to use some yellow buttercream, and we are going to add a bit of white buttercream in the side as well. This is the palette knife we are going to use. It's a round palette knife. So we are going to get some buttercream from our yellow and from our white. The key to painting this flower is to make sure our palette knife end are smooth. So we don't want any uneven edges. So let's place the petals here. See, it's nice and round and curved. So make sure you clean your palette knife before picking up the next petal. Gently press it and smooth it out. Let's pipe some dots in the middle of this flower. Now I have here some white buttercream, and I'm just going to add some small filler flowers in here. So the exact same technique. And now we can add a bit more leaves. So scoop up a good amount of buttercream, place the leaf flat, pick it up, and now use a toothpick to transfer it onto the cake. So we can use a toothpick to add in any details to our design. Let's do our shading on this cake now. So I am going to use thinking some dark orange for this one. So let's bring out the middle for this flower as well. So this step of smoothing it and coloring is entirely up to you. I feel like it just adds to the beauty of our painted cakes. Very subtle. That's our design done.